When you talked to him about possession and access of Israel, well, let me ask you this. Did you ever talk to him about what his possession and access would be, or was it only about childcare?
March 8th, when, he took my mother to Oklahoma, he had told me, that was when he stated to me that he wanted a divorce. And he was fine with, us going our separate ways, but that he had no intention of taking Israel from me. He just wanted to be in Israel's life, have some form of visitation. He was going to give me $600 or $750 just to help out with the bills, as long as we don't do child support or go through the Attorney General.
So, were you surprised when Mr. Hernandez started asking for 50-50 possession and access of Israel?
Yes.
Were you surprised when he pled to be primary?
Yes.
Okay. After the February conversation, did you ultimately agree to use his mother again?
Yes, until I secured my own child care.
Okay. Did you ultimately find your own child care?
Yes.
And when was that?
I think about in April.
And were there times when you would still use your mother-in-law after April?
Yes.
Okay. And specifically, Petitioner's Exhibit number 5, is that a possession calendar that you put together?
Yes.
And you would indicate on there by dots the nights that Israel was actually with you?
Correct.
And were there often nights, even when you had to work, that Israel was with you?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that Israel actually lives with Mr. Hernandez when he is with Mr. Hernandez?
Cause for speculation. Sustain, rephrase.
Do you have any concerns about Israel actually living with Mr. Hernandez when he's with Mr. Hernandez?
Because he's living with his mother, not necessarily Esteban. Esteban is not really, most of the times he's not there. He's probably in his girlfriend's place.
Let's see what the question was. Do you have any concerns about Ezra actually living with Mr. Hernandez when he's with Mr. Hernandez? Would you like to take her on the voir dire?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. O'Connor, how many times have you seen Mr. Hernandez at the residence that he states that he lives at?
Talking about his grandparents' home?
The residence that he states that he lives at.
His grandparents' home, or?
The residence that you believe the children are at during his periods of possession.
That's his grandparents' home.
How many times have you seen him at his residence?
A few times.
Okay, when was the last time that you saw that he was not there when your child was there?
Oh, several times.
Okay, when was the last time?
It could have been a few weeks ago.
Okay. And how do you know he doesn't live there?
Well, he has a girlfriend, and I know he stays at his girlfriend's place too.
Motion to strike for lack of personal knowledge.
Sustain.
Ms. O'Connor, when did Mr. Hernandez first start living with you?
We started living together June 2019.
Is Mr. Hernandez currently the primary conservator of his 2 other children?
Yes.
What's the relevance, counsel?
Your Honor, this goes to Mr. Hernandez, his history and pattern of actually having custody of his children. If I could, sorry, not saying having custody, actually having possession and access of his children. He has 2 other children that never lived with them, even when he was primary. And Mrs. O'Connor believes that he's doing the same thing with his son, with their son.
Okay, overrule, I'll allow it.
So Mr. Hernandez moved in with you in 2018, and he finally moved out in 2025. During that time period, was he the primary conservator of his other 2 children?
Yes.
Did they ever live with you and Mr. Hernandez in your home?
No.
And did Mr. Hernandez ever even ask for the children to live there?
No.
Okay. Do you believe that the same thing is going on with Israel?
Yes.
Where did those other 2 children live the whole time that Mr. Hernandez lived with you?
It'll be sustained unless she knows.
Do you know where the other 2 children lived when Mr. Hernandez was with you?
Yes. Half the time they lived with their mother, and then when he had legal custody, they lived with their mother and his grandparents.
And at some point, you asked for your communications with Mr. Hernandez to only go through attorneys. Why did you ask for that?
Because he was, it was becoming very difficult to communicate with him. He was becoming very controlling and threatening. And just for my peace of mind, I just wanted us to go through the attorneys.
Okay. And has Mr. Hernandez ever been physically abusive to you?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. They have no pleadings on file with regard to any family violence or
What is your legal objection?
it's not pled for. It's scope. It's outside of scope. There's
Sustain.
Your Honor, I would argue that as
I've already sustained it.
oh, okay.
Go ahead.
So do you have any concerns with interacting with Mr. Hernandez?
What was the question?
Do you have any concerns with interacting with Mr. Hernandez?
Sometimes it's very difficult to communicate with him. He becomes very controlling and threatening. Yes.
And has he threatened you with physical violence?
He-
Your Honor, can I respond?
Hold on 1 second. I was stopping. Okay. Has he threatened you with physical violence? What's the relevance?
Your Honor, I think that if there's a history of, I won't say I think, I know that if there's a history of physical violence, that goes directly to not just conservatorship, but possession and access as well. And so in this case, there is an allegation of that. And we're trying to deal with it as nominally as we can in this case, so that we can at least deal with possession and access.
So the issue is that in your amended petition, it doesn't specifically cite any family violence. What
In
it
my
does,
petition?
hold on, let me make sure this is yours. Sorry, that's her amended petition. 1 second. Let me go to your counterclaim. Okay, so yes, in your counterclaim, you mentioned a history of committing family violence. However, on your request for de novo appeal, there is not a specific request for the court to, what it says is, okay, so let me ask you this, because you may have to clarify your question. Are you asking specifically about family violence in regards to possession and access, or in regards to conservatorship? Because the request for de novo says respondents request that a possession order be entered that is designed to protect the safety and well-being of the child or any other person who has been the victim of family violence.
So in this case, Your Honor, because of the timing to answer the question, we're trying to deal specifically with possession and access only, because I think we can deal with the rest at the end if we have to.
Your Honor, that summary request of relief that you're looking at is actually supposed to have been, it's the what?
It's the request for de novo hearing.
So the request for de novo, there was meeting with regard to that, and also Judge Lee did not make a finding of any family violence. So like, that's not supposed to be being heard right now.
Well, and I do agree, because the in order for me to entertain it today, there would have had to have been a denial of a finding of family violence, and then you put that within your request for me to entertain today. But there's not even in her let me see, her associate judge's ruling, there isn't a I don't even see anything where it says a denial of a finding of family violence.
Right, Your Honor, which is why I simply pled that that we enter orders that properly deal with it. If the court believes that it exists, then I believe that it needs to be dealt with, because, and we actually talked about this on the evidence exchange, and I think that Judge Lee believed that she specifically denied it, but she didn't deal with it at all.
Okay, well, and that's the issue, because they have to be on notice.
Well, they're on notice of they've been on notice of the claim that we wanted the court to consider it in making a possession and access ruling.
No, not that. They have to be on notice in the in the request for the de novo appeal. So by due process, what's that case? EM, you have to specifically plead the findings and the conclusions on a request for de novo appeal.
Right.
Otherwise, I can't entertain it. So because it's not even explicitly stated in the request for de novo appeal, I can't entertain it today.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay.
So, Ms. Ochonagor, when you all could not come to an agreement for possession and access, did you specifically ask me to reach out to Mr. Hernandez's attorney to try to get an agreement?
Yes,
And are those communications represented in exhibit number 6?
yes.
And did you have any concerns, or had Mr. Hernandez said anything to you that made you be concerned about him returning Israel?
Yes, he stated he wanted the same time that, that I had with him. And, I think him and his lawyer has even stated that, since, there was no order.
Would you like to take her on the voir dire?
Well, she said she thinks, so that's where the regard to cause for speculation comes in.
Okay, sustain.
Specifically in exhibit number 6, where you advised that there were no orders and that Mr. Hernandez did not have to follow a certain schedule.
Yes,
Okay. And did you try to, I'm sorry,
Exhibit 7.
exhibit 7, I apologize. Exhibit 7.
yes,
Okay, so the exhibit 7 is the communication.
correct.
Okay. And so were you trying to get something in writing?
Yes,
And did you ultimately request a hearing when you guys couldn't agree?
yes, I did.
And so when you requested that hearing, did you still offer Mr. Hernandez some time?
Yes, but he refused any other thing besides a 50-50 time.
Okay. Do you believe that you should have to pay Mr. Hernandez's legal fee?
No,
Why not?
because I offered some dates. I did try to reach out to him, especially through my attorney. But he refused and wanted nothing but just a 50-50 time.
Has Mr. Hernandez, does he have his own home?
No,
Does he have a room at the home that he says that he lives at?
no,
Does Ezra?
Does he have a room at the home that he stays or he lives at? Okay, would you like to take her on the voir dire on that one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Ochonagor, when was
Yes.
the last time you were inside the residence that Mr. Hernandez resides?
a long time ago.
Okay, so you don't know whether or not he has a room at the house that he resides in, correct?
He doesn't have a room, because we were living together and he just moved back to his grandparents' place.
She said so you don't know if he has a room where he resides at, is that correct? That's a yes or no?
Yes,
How do you know he does not have a room at the residence in which he resides?
because he wasn't staying there. He was living with me up until February 1, 2025.
So as of February 1 of 2025, do you know whether or not he has a room at that residence?
I don't think he has a room in that residence.
Objection, Your Honor. Cause for speculation, motion to strike.
Sustain.
Just, Mr. Ochonagor, even prior to you all trying to make an agreement, did we specifically reach out and request a conference with Esteban's attorney in hopes of trying to get y'all on the same page
Yes,
prior to that?
yes,
And is that exhibit number 3?
yes,
You're concerned with Israel living with his grandparents. Do you have a good relationship with his grandmother?
no,
Does she even answer your calls when you call to check on Israel?
no,
Do you have to have all communications through Esteban?
yes,
And does Exhibit number 6, is that a summary of your attempts to call and when you had to interact with Esteban and his mother?
Yes.
Okay. And are your communications often delayed?
Yes.
And does that concern you as it relates to Israel being over there 50% of the time?
Yes.
Ask the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsel, you have 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. Attorney Lazanes, you have 13 minutes and 14 seconds left.
Ms. O'Connor, you previously stated that Mr. Hernandez missed Israel's first birthday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you tell him about his birthday?
Yes.
Where was the birthday party at?
It was at my it was my resident, not exactly my resident, my friend's what is it called? Like a clubhouse. And I notified,
And you gave Mr. Hernandez this address?
yes, I notified his mother so that he could have the twins.
Yes.
Sustain.
You stated that your friend's mother was watching Israel, but you previously stated that your family member was watching Israel. Isn't that true?
So when
Is Karen responsive?
Sustain. The question was, you stated that your friend's mother was watching Israel, but you previously stated that your family member was watching Israel. Isn't that true?
Your Honor, I'm going to object at this time. I think it assumes facts, not in evidence. I don't think Ms. O'Connor testified to anybody specific, who specifically was keeping him in this hearing.
You're gonna,
If you
Hold
look
on.
at Petitioner,
she didn't even answer the question. Hold on. She said you stated that friend's mother was watching Israel, but you previously stated that your family member was watching Israel. Is that true? That's a yes or no.
yes.
Okay. So what's your objection?
My objection was that it assumes facts, not in evidence. And then also at this time, I would say that the question is vague and argumentative. I would like a timeline. What are we talking about specifically?
Sustain this to time.
between the time of February 20th, 2025 until April of 2025, or I apologize, after February 20th, 2025 to today, did you or did you not state that a family member was keeping Israel?
Yes.
And is your family member your friend's mother?
No.
What is the name of your family member that was keeping Israel?
Modinat.
And what is her relationship to you?
She's my in-laws, I'm sorry, my a sister to my brother-in-law.
So there is no blood relation, correct?
Family
Objection, Your Honor.
relatives.
After no.
Sustain.
You stated that you were surprised that Mr. Hernandez had requested 50-50 of Israel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Isn't it true that Mr. Hernandez didn't request 50-50 until he had gone 2 months without seeing the child?
No.
You stated that Mr. Hernandez was threatening towards you. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your opinion that Mr. Hernandez stating, "Hello, Abani, I hope everything is well. I'm contacting you because we haven't finished discussing the childcare routines regarding our son, Ezrael. As I was letting you know earlier when I dropped Ezrael off. On the days that you go to work, I will be picking up Ezrael to stay with me while you work overnight. I will be picking up Ezrael at 10 a.m. on any days that you work, and I will bring him back on your days off at 10 a.m. or any time we agree to. I do not want you taking our son over to your friend's house to be watched overnight while I'm available. If you could, please respond back to me in regards to this arrangement. I thank you in advance." And that is in Respondent's Exhibit number 2. Is that your impression of threatening communication?
No.
So he hasn't actually threatened you, right?
He has.
With regard to possession and access, you stated that Mr. Hernandez would not agree to anything outside of 50-50. Isn't that true?
Yes.
But in Respondent's Exhibit number 7 on the second page, my response to opposing counsel was, in the alternative, Mr. Hernandez is asking for SPO. Do you know what that means?
Standard possession order.
Okay, which would default to Mr. Hernandez having the child the entire month of July, beginning today at 6 p.m. and ending on July 31st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Is that 50-50 or is that Mr. Hernandez asking for SPO?
That's SPO.
So it's not true that Mr. Hernandez was not in agreement for anything outside of 50-50, correct?
That's not true.
And then with regard to communicating through Mr. Hernandez, and you said that sometimes you have to communicate through his mother. Do you believe that the parents of this child should be the ones communicating with each other?
Yes.
So do you have a problem with communicating with Mr. Hernandez?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Redirect.
Miss Ochonagor, the offer of SPO with the 30 days immediately, what was your concern with that?
That offer was before, we even had plans of doing a hearing. That offer was kind of made when
Let me ask you this. Were you concerned about the first, third, and fifth weekends or the 30 days?
the first, third, and fifth. Yes.
Were you concerned about that or the 30 days immediately?
The 30 days.
Okay. And did in that same communication, did they also say that Mr. Hernandez can move back into your home?
Yes, the lawyer stated that.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further from this witness?
Briefly, Your Honor. With regard to the marital residence, the standing orders, are you aware of those?
Yes, I think.
So with regard to the Dobbs County standing orders, the marital residence, Mr. Hernandez has every legal right to move back in. Are you aware of that?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Lozanez, you have 8 minutes and 21 seconds. Attorney Washington, you have 4 minutes and 4 seconds. She's done, right?
Yes, Your Honor. No further questions.
Okay, you can return back to your seat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Attorney Washington, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, I am going to rest at this time.
Okay. Attorney Lozanez,
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to call Esteban Hernandez.
all right?
Mr. Hernandez, when you moved out of the marital residence back in February of 2025, did you get to have Israel?
Yes.
And when you got Israel, when you returned him to his, or when you received him, did you have any concerns with regard to his well-being?
Yes.
Okay, what were those concerns?
He had a terrible diaper rash on the back of his bottom.
And is that in petitioners too?
Yes.
And the rest of these pictures on petitioners too are pictures of you and Israel, the child subject of the suit?
Yes.
And the last picture is of Israel and your other son, who is not a child subject of the suit. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, where do you currently reside?
7206 Alyssa Drive, Rolette, Texas.
Okay.
ALISSA Drive.
With regard to Ms. Ochanavor in communicating with her, have you had difficulty communicating with her with regard to Azriel specifically?
Yes.
What type of issues have you had with regard to communicating about Israel?
She ignores my calls, text messages. She refuses to respond whenever I ask questions.
Can you give an example of a question that you would ask?
So let's say, for instance, I know her day off or her work scheduled day that she's supposed to go into work. I'll call or shoot her a message and ask, can I pick up Azrael? And she'll ignore me until the last minute. Then she'll say, I no longer need you to pick him up.
You moved out of the marital residence in February of 2025, is that correct?
Correct.
What was your possession schedule like with Israel from February 2025 until May 1st of 2025?
It rotated based on her work schedule. So if she was off Monday, Tuesday, she would have him. I would pick him up Wednesday, Thursday. Then she would get him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it would rotate. She's working Monday, Tuesday. I pick him up. She's off Wednesday, Thursday. She gets him. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I pick them up and I have them until the next week, and it just follows through as she works.
And you filed for divorce April 28th, 2025, is that correct?
Correct.
And when did essentially the rotating schedule or the 50-50 schedule that you guys had been exercising cease to exist?
The moment we filed, she was served.
And when prior to August 22nd or August 12th of 2025, when Judge Lee rendered her ruling, how long had it been since you had seen Israel?
Almost 2 months.
And is that why we asked the court to award 33 days of makeup time?
Correct.
And in fact, with regard to attempting to not have to continue with litigation and to make an offer with regard to possession and access, Respondent's Exhibit number 7. Your Honor, permission to approach the witness?
Yes.
Do you recall when we sent this email to opposing counsel?
Yes.
And in that, or what are we asking for?
We're asking for standard possession. 50-50 possession, excuse me.
And do you recall what opposing counsel's response was?
No, I do not.
Would it surprise you if opposing counsel did not agree to you having 50-50 possession and access to the child?
No, it would not surprise me.
And the one offer that Ms. Ochanavor did offer you, what were the dates?
She offered me 2 days out of the week.
In total, or 2 days per week?
2 days per week. Like in total. So like out of this specific week, she only offered me 2 days. I asked for an additional 2 day or additional weekend along with those 2 days, and she
Phrase. From May of 2025 until August 12th of 2025. How many days did you see Azrael?
2.
How many times did you ask to see Azrael?
Multiple.
And would you receive responses when you would request those days?
No, she would. The only response I would receive is do not text her, text the lawyer.
Okay. And isn't it true that once you continued to ask to see Azrael daily?
Your Honor, I'm going to object as to leading. Sustain, don't lead.
What was Ms. Ochanavor's response when you would ask to see Azrael daily?
Stop contacting her.
Did she ever threaten you?
She threatened that I was harassing her.
Do you know why?
No.
What do you believe she was? Strike that. Did you continue to ask to see Azrael?
Yes.
With regard to communicating through the attorneys only, that's incredibly costly, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Do you know how much you're paying me per hour?
A large amount.
Petitioner's Exhibit 4, which has already been previously admitted, is $300 an hour. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct.
We have 2 minutes left, counsel.
Do you believe that Judge Lee's ruling is in the best interest of Azrael?
Yes.
Are you requesting that this court affirm Judge Lee's ruling and grant the requested relief?
Yes.
Pass this witness.
Okay, cross.
Mr. Hernandez, when you initially filed for divorce, you asked for expanded standard. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then even when you would pick up Azrael, you would go in the morning, correct?
Correct.
Your mom would be waiting outside, correct?
Correct.
You would give Azrael to your mom, and then she would take them.
Correct.
And that's because your mom was providing childcare. Is that correct?
Okay.
Okay. You consider that your possession and access?
Correct.
And you talked about Azrael's terrible diaper rash in February.
Correct.
Isn't it true that Israel has had diaper rashes outside of February?
No,
He's never had a diaper rash with you and your mom.
no,
Okay. And isn't it true that in February he also was sick prior to getting the diaper rash?
no,
You don't know if he had fever or anything like that.
no.
So you think that just 1 or 2 days with some caregivers what gave him this horrible diaper rash?
I don't know how long he was with that other person. I just know he wasn't with me.
And then you talked about communication through the attorney being costly. Isn't it true that the communication attempts through the attorney was simply to get you all to put something in writing regarding possession and access?
Objection calls for speculation.
It's sustained unless he knows.
I don't know.
Do you know that if I reached out to your attorney for anything outside of possession and access?
No, I don't know.
And isn't it true that when you moved out of the marital residence, you also took your name off the lease and everything? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so the indication that you would move back into the house so you could be with Israel, that was just you trying to threaten Miss Ochanagor, correct?
Objection calls for speculation. Assumes facts not in evidence.
Sustained.
You say that you hadn't seen Israel for 2 months. Isn't it true that you saw Israel on May 27th?
Yes,
Okay. You had him again on the weekend of June 13th through the 15th. Is that correct?
possibly.
And Ms. Ochanagor actually offered you June 27th and 28th. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you refused to take that, correct?
Negative.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me say it correctly. You refused to give her a time that you would bring him back. Is that correct?
Negative.
Okay. So she offered it, you accepted it, but it just didn't happen.
I asked for additional stuff. Yes. Time.
And so at that point, that's when on July 1st, Ms. Ochanagor started trying to get an agreement through the attorneys. Is that correct?
I'm unaware.
And would you agree with me that Mrs. Ochanagor is the one who actually filed for a hearing for temporary orders?
I don't know about that.
You would agree that if your concern is childcare, the week on, week off schedule that you have actually does not deal with that concern, does it?
I'm unaware.
Okay. And Mrs. Ochanagor actually asked you to change your pickup time till 3 o'clock versus 6 o'clock. Is that
1
correct?
minute.
Yes.
Okay. And she asked you that because you know she goes to work at 6, correct?
She wouldn't disclose to me her schedule. I don't know her schedule.
Okay. But did she ask you to do a different time as far
She
as
asked me a different time.
and you refused?
No, I agreed for that one specific day.
Okay. But you know, going forward, if she has to work and you're doing an exchange,
I don't know that. I don't know her schedule.
if she can't do a 6 o'clock exchange, would you agree to do something different?
If I have to, absolutely.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right.
Very briefly, Your Honor. With regard to Ms. Washington asking you regards to June 13th through the 15th, June 15th is the last time that you had Azrael until the courts were intervened. Is that correct? And with regard to the second offer that she made for June, did you ever say no?
No.
In fact, isn't it true that Ms. Ochanagor actually redacted that and said, I'm no longer offering that to you?
Objection, Your Honor,
Correct.
leading.
Sustained.
What did Ms. Ochanagor say when you didn't say yes?
She said, forget it.
Pass this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Lozanez, you have 58 seconds. Attorney Washington, you have 30 seconds.
Your Honor, no further questions. However, I would just ask that the court take notice of respondent's financial information as it relates to attorney's fees. We had some discussion about her ability to pay, but
Okay.
no further questions for this witness.
Okay. Attorney Lozanez, you may call your next witness. Sir, you may return to your seat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. I call Ms. Ochanagor.
Okay. May proceed.
I just have one question. Ms. Ochanagor, what is your hourly and weekly work schedule?
1 week I work 2 days. The other week I work 4 days because I have a rotating schedule.
And when you say days, are these 24-hour periods, 48-hour periods?
12-hour shifts.
Are any of these shifts overnight being defined as 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Correct.
No further questions.
Okay. You may.
Ms. Ochanagor, at this time, though, do you have proper childcare for Ezreal during that time?
Yes.
Okay. And during the time when Mr. Hernandez did not live with you from February of 24 until December or October of 24, were you providing childcare for Ezreal?
Yes.
Okay. And did he ever have any complaints about it?
No.
Ask the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I have a question. So the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. shift? That's right?
For
Or
Ms.
was it 6
Ochanagor?
p.m. or was it?
I just asked overnight. I defined overnight because I don't know what her intentions or impression of an overnight is. So I just threw that out there. Is if at any time she works from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay, so your shift is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Correct, ma'am.
And during that time, the child is, okay, so do you know which days you're gonna work 2 days and which days you're gonna work 4? Like, is it a second and fourth week or first and third week? How does that work?
So it's like 2 days on, 2 days off, 2 days and 3 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, 3 days off. So it's a rotating schedule.
Okay. And sir, what is your work schedule?
Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
So Israel, he's 2, right?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Mom, you have the right to select his school. Are you planning on putting him in school when he turns 3?
Yes, ma'am. That's pre-K?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you foresee your work schedule being the same?
No, I plan to change schedule in the future.
Okay. But as of right now, how long do you plan to keep that schedule?
At least till the end of this year.
And you all have a I did see that there was a request for today for possession and access, but you all have a hearing in front of Judge Lee in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Possession and access.
So opposing counsel didn't know that her client wasn't going to be available. Additionally, I think we both have additional further temporary orders that we're requesting because we are both asking for primary and a CCE is required. And Judge Lee had, I think she suspended it or held it until
Yeah, you
further.
reserved it.
Oh yeah, she reserved it. And so I know that we need to go back to get that started.
Yes, Your Honor. My client, we were supposed to go back on the 2nd, but my client is having surgery. That's why she's maintaining the employment. So she's having surgery, and then we're going to try to come back after that. But also Judge Lee indicated that usually for the report back, it's to give more time, but they're on a 50-50 schedule. So I think she just wanted to, we needed to figure out what was going to happen today before we went back.
So your hearing, so let me just make sure I'm clear. So the hearing that you all have set in front of Judge Lee on December the 2nd is not taking place?
Yeah.
That is my understanding.
I emailed today because I found out last night that my client is having surgery that day. So we asked for different dates, but I don't believe we have them as of now.
Okay. All right, I got it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this under advisement and I'll send you all a ruling out on Monday. When I have hearings on Wednesday and Fridays, I don't send out rulings.
Okay.
I don't like to ruin anybody's weekend.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You all have a good day.
Thank you.
Welcome.
In this explosive and legally devastating fraud hearing, a wife named Catherine stands before the judge, having been caught systematically stealing from her own husband David during their 12-year marriage in a scheme so calculated and so thoroughly documented that even her own attorney struggles to mount a meaningful defense. David's attorney presents a forensic accounting report showing that Catherine secretly opened 6 separate bank accounts in her name alone over a 4-year period. transferred a total of $287,000 from their joint accounts in amounts small enough to avoid triggering automatic bank alerts, used the money to purchase a rental property in her sister's name, fund a secret investment portfolio, and make cash payments to a boyfriend David did not know existed. The most damaging evidence comes when the forensic accountant testifies that Catherine's own text messages show her explicitly planning the transfers with her sister, including one message where she writes that she needs to move the money before David figures out what is happening, eliminating any possible argument that the transfers were accidental or authorized. Catherine's attorney attempts to argue that as a joint account holder, she had every legal right to move money from shared accounts, but the judge cuts through this defense immediately, explaining that while joint account holders do have withdrawal rights, using those rights to secretly fund hidden assets and a parallel financial life while concealing it from a spouse constitutes fraud and breach of fiduciary duty, regardless of the technical account access. The judge delivers a devastating ruling finding Catherine guilty of both fraud and theft, ordering her to repay the full $287,000 to the marital estate within 90 days or face immediate asset seizure, awarding David full ownership of the rental property her sister holds in trust, and referring the case to the county prosecutor for potential criminal fraud charges, leaving Catherine